What are you doing to navigate through this trashy minion death scourge requirement? How bad is this Nakia event actually? Is it better or worse than we thought? And how much hoarding are you doing right now? We're talking all about this in this special shortened holiday edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update this week. I'm joined by my brother Boilon to discuss it all. And if you're ready for it, Boilon, tell them what they can do.
Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. Hope you're having a great day. And if you're in the US, hopefully you're having a great Thanksgiving holiday today, eating a lot of turkey, celebrating with your family. And if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, well, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're eating a lot, and I hope you're spending some time with your family this week. I am talking to my brother Boilon on this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. It is our special holiday edition, so this is gonna be a shorter weekly news update than usual for a couple reasons. One, Boilon. There are not a lot of things going on in Marvel Strike Force right now. As we know, the devs are on vacation, but they did drop a big blog post on us with some pretty big bombshells, and we're gonna discuss them. First, the minion requirement. I want to know what you are doing, Boilon, to navigate through all these minion requirements, if you're doing anything, and what your predictions are for this. Also, the Nakia event. I know you did all the calculations before we got this event in the game. I want to know from you, is it better or worse than we thought? And how much are you hoarding right now? With all that said, Boilon, how are you doing, my brother?
It's just another regular day and week for me up in Canada here. You know, so there's no Thanksgiving. We had that last month. But we do have Black Friday, I guess, this week because we guys steal your shopping holidays. So I might do some of that.
So how excited for you for Black Friday in Marvel Strike Force do you think these offers are going to be? Obviously, we're recording this before Thanksgiving, but what are you expecting? Are you expecting nothing? Are you expecting a big lump of coal in your? I guess that would be Christmas. But what are you expecting from these Black Friday deals for Marvel Strike Force, brother?
Well, I mean, we've seen some of them already. I mean, they're selling Morgan Le Fay unlocks for I don't know what the price is there, but it's 100 shards. I don't remember how much it costs.
Who cares? That ain't for me. That ain't for you. That ain't for
but it's interesting though, I think. But I don't plan on doing much spending. I don't know what they would have to give me to convince me to spend. I don't do a lot of that anyways, as it is.
They're going to give you cyber turkeys. You're getting some cyber turkeys, Boilon.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. There was like a login calendar, and the login calendar got pulled, apparently.
I guess
that's what I was told, and
or is going to be in mail and something. They're switching stuff around with that.
They did blog posts on it. It was crazy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully, it's better than last year. I don't know if it could be worse than last year. All those crazy amount of orbs that we had to get and open them one by one. That was before the 10x opening, and it was trash. It was like I don't even want to open these. But anyway, we got a new controversy in Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force is never without controversy. And I guess the big one right now is the one all the way at the bottom of this, the Death Scourge requirements. And everybody was hoarding. They were saving their Wakandans, their bionic Avengers for this Death Scourge. And we got this bombshell dropped on us that nodes 1 and 2 of this Death Scourge event is we're gonna require these trashy, outdated, useless filler characters, the minions in Marvel Strike Force. So before we get to what you're doing to navigate this with right now, how upset were you when you saw that we had to use minions, dirty, trashy minions for this event?
I think when I recorded my blog video, I think I was just more in shock because some people said in the comments that I wasn't angry enough about it. And I think I just was in utter shock that was even a thing. I was like, I don't think any of us thought that. Like when we were talking for the lead up to this event, I don't think anyone said minions. You know what? You should think about this, that minions might be a thing. Nobody said that. So what I think is what most striking though in this chart, and I brought this up in one of my videos, is that it's highlighted. The minions are highlighted alongside Bionic Avengers and Wakanda. So that to me suggests that this was a conscious plan of theirs, that there might be, there's a reason why the other one's highlighted, right? And so there's a reason behind this, because this is an integral part of the Death Scourge event.
I mean, you don't have to look too far for the reason. Greed.
Yeah,
Greed.
well,
It's reminiscent of that Phoenix event where it said, oh, we're going to make characters useful before we require them for legendary events. And then like 2 legendary events later, we had Phoenix with Hand Assassin there. And it made no sense. Villain, Mystic, Controllers. So it seems like what the devs did back then for that event says, you know what? What are the characters that people don't want to level up? Let's make them level them up for this event. That seems like what they're doing with this event. What are the characters that nobody wants to level up, that haven't had reworks in a while? Minions. Let's make them rework those minions. So instead of infusing some fun into this game, making this a fun Scourge event, let's make them spend. Let's make them waste some valuable resources to put them into these characters. And if you want death, you're gonna need to build up your minions. So use your resources. It seems like that is how they thought of this. Is that what came to your head when you saw this requirement? That it's all it is to get us to use our resources. And what made it even worse, you brought this up, they're highlighted. They have scourges specifically designed for minions, especially the first 2 nodes, which require minion characters that can use strategically support your own minions.
Yeah, so the Scourge part is interesting, because I don't know if that's their way of trying to make it more palatable for us. I mean, regardless, the majority of us don't have minions. I'm going to say that we still don't probably have minions leveled up at this point, unless you took Ravager Stitcher into Dark Dimension 5, which some people did. But I wouldn't say a large portion of the population did.
I did, because it was cheap.
Yeah, I did not. I did skip on that one. But, so the question, and the reason why people don't really like minions is because they don't have a full kit. Like, they don't have an ultimate ability. They're really just like a basic and a special, which is essentially their ult. And that's really about it. So they don't really have a lot of, they're not that fun to use in that case, because there's not a lot to do.
And there's no connection. There's no connection with these characters, Boilon.
My hope is that maybe and this would be unprecedented in Marvel Strike Force still, but that they release a character that may have the minion tag, possibly could actually have an ult, who knows, that would be palatable enough for us to level, but also be usable in the minion lane. I don't know if that's possible, that they would release a minion that has an ult. It's a new, hell, it could be like an actual character, but just has the minion tag, and that's designed for us to use in this event. I guess I'm just trying to find a silver lining here, that maybe we'll get something that they'll sell us a solution, but it might be a solution that we somewhat might want. I don't know.
No, they dropped this bombshell on us strategically. They knew we knew they were going away for the holidays. They take every possible holiday and go away, go radio silence. They dropped this on us right before that, and they knew that this would be not well received. So let me ask you right now, what are you doing to navigate through this minion requirement for Death Scourge? Because obviously we've been chasing Apocalypse this whole year, trying to get Apocalypse, and right at the finish line, they dropped this bombshell on us. Are you doing anything at this point for your minions? Are you upgrading any of your minions? Are you starting to build them? Are you starting to look at teams, or is that not even worth doing at this point?
I'm saving gold, because I know how much gold it's going to cost me to get 5 of them up to gear tier 15. Because I do want to get, I would like to, do like at least difficulty 7. Which means that I will need probably in the range of gear tier 14, 15 characters. So that's going to cost probably about 10 million gold a character. And that's a lot of, and some of my minions are like level 65, gear tier 12. But I think that's only like maybe a 2.5 million gold investment. So I still have a lot of ways to go, at least 40 plus million gold that I'm going to have to put into these characters. So that's the best thing that I would recommend. And also that I'm doing is just hoarding gold, so that when we know what we should be doing more, especially by the patch, then we can start putting our million gold a day or whatever into these characters.
Gotcha. Now, are you expecting these minions to get a rework? I think a lot of their community is thinking, AIM is due for a rework. They might be in an Ant-Man and Wasp movie. That would make sense for them to get a rework. The previous requirements they've gotten for these Scourge events, they've gotten reworks. Are you expecting a rework coming for these minions?
I think the problem with the whole rumors about the reworks is more that, it's prefaced on, that we get, say, MODOK for aim, and that's what was suggested. But even if that happens, MODOK's not a minion. And so at the end of the day, you're still using these minions, whether they get a base stat rework or not, you're still using them without their leader. And that's the biggest problem. You don't have Yondu for Ravagers, you don't have T'Challa for Ravagers, you're not going to have MODOK unless he's tagged as a minion for some reason, you're not going to have MODOK, you're not going to have Scientist Supreme, you're not going to have Graviton, you're not going to have any of these marquee characters that are important to the wider AIM team. AIM security, for example, can't taunt, she doesn't tank properly without Scientist Supreme because she can't chuck back negative status effects, which is quite big with the AIM rework. So even if they got an improvement in base stat rework, there's still going to be this issue that you're not going to have their leader characters, and I think that's the biggest issue.
That is they don't really have a lot of synergy with each other. I mean, some teams do, but a lot of these characters don't even have synergy with each other. Now, if we got no rework, which minions are you leaning towards building up right now?
Ravagers and Hand.
Ravagers and Hand. Which two hands?
And Blade Master and Archer, because they got the base stat rework recently.
Okay. That makes sense.
You could. I actually made a little thing about AIM Researcher. AIM Researcher has the second highest hit point pool for a minion after Ravager Stitcher, of course, who has the highest hit points. So if you're looking for a healer to help sustain you, AIM Researcher could be that if you need it. But I mean, otherwise, most of the stats, and I plan on releasing a video, it hasn't come out yet on my channel, but a stat deep dive on all of the minions ranked against each other, because I think that's kind of important to know.
Nice. All right. So like I said, it's not worth building up any of these right now. I think we should all wait to the patch notes to see what happens, see if anybody gets a rework, if anything. But at this point, I'm with you. I'm doing nothing and just kind of hoarding and using or just saving as much resources as possible in anticipation of the future. All right. Next, Nakia's event. You did these calculations on it before they came out. Is this better than you expected or worse than you expected as we have had this event for a couple days going now? Is this what you expected when you did your initial calculations, or better?
Yeah, it's interesting because I'll start by saying that I don't really care that much about the War Dogs, and I know this has been contentious of a statement, but for me personally, I haven't really invested too much into them. I've invested enough to get all of the heroic mode cleared, except for I did clear the last node, but I didn't 3-star it. So my War Dogs, I guess, are a little bit under leveled, but I don't really want to put more resources in to get that 3-star. I don't care that much. I cleared it for the first time rewards, and that's fine for me. So I'm farming the rest of the stuff. As far as the numbers go, interestingly, it actually evens out. At least it feels like it evens out. So the bar was moved a little bit because the estimated value of the event orb went down. So it used to be about 5.4 shards that you would get per event orb. Now it's 4.9 because a lot of the numbers related to Nakia's drops inside of the orbs change. So in some of the percentages, she jumps from 14% to 9% now in terms of the chance of getting her. And so overall, it equates to about a 10% reduction in the event orb, which means that when you're pulling them, so in the 39 and 48%, those numbers there, if you check Nakia's numbers, it's gone down. It used to be higher for the event characters.
Higher than the 9% that's there.
Yeah, it was something like 14%, I'm pretty sure. So overall, it's a net reduction of 10%. So when you're opening these orbs, the value of the orbs are less. Now, however, that was balanced off with the fact that now when you clear easy mode, you're getting a lot more shards, right? You're getting 39 basically from running that. So you can unlock her. The 39 plus the 5 free from the online and the 1 orb that you get for this was enough for the unlock just through easy mode. So they kind of reduced the amount of shards that you get from the orbs in exchange for the fact that you unlocked them earlier. So it's a give and take here. The numbers actually work out to be the same at the end of the day if you're farming with cores or whatever. But it's going to feel worse because the orbs are going to suck more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I did. I've opened a few and I'm like, what is this trash?
And when you get purple, the purple drops or the pink drops or whatever, like there's a pink, you get a pink at 10 instead of it used to be like 14 or something. You know, so the colors are a little bit different and people feel like they're getting less. And they are getting a little bit less, but it does balance out.
Because of the shards that you get initially.
The early shards that you're picking up.
Gotcha. Now, there's also blitz associated with this. Do you think there's too much blitz grind for Thanksgiving week? I know not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving, but especially with the devs gone on vacation, is this too much grind for this week, a holiday week for some of us?
You know what I actually like about this event, the Spy Games event, is that it allows you to do 3 different things. You actually have a surplus of points. So the good thing is that you don't have to necessarily do blitz if you don't want to, but then you need to compensate with farming from the event campaign, the Nakia event campaign, farming heroic to get the fragments, which give you the milestone points, or just spending cores, right? Because that's just another flat thing too. So depending on how many cores you're spending on a daily basis, or if we get Dark Beast hypothetically, and you blow some cores, unlocking him, then that'll get you the clear of the event. So there's different ways you don't have to blitz if you don't want to. But if you can't do the other things that I mentioned, like spending the cores, then you do have to do the blitzing. So I'm hoping that maybe Dark Beast gets released so I can open some orbs and so I don't have to blitz. Because right now I'm not doing a lot. I'm just kind of blitzing with my covert characters. And that's basically it. I'm just doing a couple of runs per rotation.
Nice.
I don't like
All right, so final verdict: better or worse than you originally thought?
The Nakia event?
Nakia event, for this event, better or worse than you, or exactly is the same when everything's calculated and the differences that we got.
I think I'm more concerned with how this is going to shape up down the road, because the way that it's structured now means you basically have to invest in the team in order to clear the event. For the heroic mode, you need that team, and so when the next one comes around, it's going to require, we're just presuming that it's going to require that team as well to do heroic, or whoever that is, right?
Unless this event fails and they don't make money, then they'll go back to the old way.
Well, I don't like that, because they do that. They do like some flipping. They'll try something and then they'll go back to something. They did that with the month-long events because the Abomination orbs, for example, was trash. And then 2099 came around and they had the orbs, but then they added 30 shards into the milestones. So they made it a little bit more palatable. So they have this weird habit of doing something really bad and then kind of pulling back a little bit and making it a little better. So I guess I'm concerned with what this means going forward into the next time we get an event campaign. Is it going to look like this, or is it going to be better or worse?
I hope better, but this is Scopely that's running this game. All right, last but not least, let's talk about this next event coming up this week, or actually next week. This is we got a 2 weeks worth of blog posts. Claws of Fury. Now, you're going to need to spend some energy. You're going to need to earn some power cores. Are you saving your arena rewards right now? Are you hoarding all of your web energy? What are you doing to prepare for this right now?
I'm trying to hoard my arena stuff. I actually logged in this morning when I woke up, and I just force of habit, I claimed my cores because my payout's at 9 a.m. Because I originally downloaded this game when I was in Europe, so my arena timer is a bit wonky. Okay. So my arena payout's at 9 a.m. for me, and then I just instinctively I just log in, do my store reset, and then I claimed it by accident. I was like, damn it, I claimed my power cores, and so
that's what I did with my raid reward. The raid reward. For that other event.
And really that just shows that we shouldn't have to do this. And it makes me wonder if the numbers that are required for the event clear is actually taking into account the hoarding part. Because if it is, then that's a huge problem, because you shouldn't have to do that to play this game. And I think that bothers me.
No, that was one of the big things that one of the blog posts that probably is deleted off their website said. We don't want to encourage hoarding. We want you to open all your orbs because that puts your account back, and that's not within the spirit of the game. But all these recent events with these month-long milestones and what they're requiring for that, it does encourage that hoarding. So I'm hoarding as much as I can, but I'm needing to spend some of my cores to refresh the Nakia energy and all that. So it's kind of a balance there.
If you're in the position where you can hoard, if you have a lot of cores right now, then you can hoard for next week. Great, but there's going to be some people who are strapped for cores and they have to claim because they need it for the Spy Games event right now. So they've actually had 3 weeks of power cores events. Next week, this week, and last week also had some power core stuff.
Because the 5,000 power cores and the 1,000 that they gave us and all that
crazy
stuff. So they find a way to spend it all if they give us something for free. All right, though, Boilon, I told you it's going to be a short one. That is it. 3 topics. We're done with them. Any final thoughts?
I hope that the patch and the winter coming up in a week or so is better. I every time I'm on your channel, I just keep talking about how things need to be better or how I hope things are going to get better, and it just, maybe I need to think about that some more. I need a better ending statement.
I hope it's going to get better too. So we're going to go over onto your channel. We're going to talk about this patch 6.6 predictions. We got some TV shows, some things in the MCU coming up. What could that mean for Marvel Strike Force in the next patch coming up? And Crucible Season 2. I didn't notice this, but you said the in-game timer is ending in 2 weeks. What is happening after Season 2? We're going to talk about that on your channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you go over there, give them subscribe, check out the links down below. I will see you guys next time. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button and have a great Thanksgiving for celebrating. If not, have a great Thursday. Hulk fist bump, Boilon. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I will see you guys next time. Have a great one, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin and Boilon out. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.